Coffee Recipes by Baked, Brewed, Beautiful. Today we're going to be brewing coffee with a vacuum siphon coffee maker, otherwise known as a vacuum pot. Siphon brewing is really unique, not only in how it looks, but also in the brewing process. So how it works is basically the water is put in the lower chamber and it's put over a heat source. The water vapor pressure pushes it up to the upper chamber, and that's where you add the coffee grounds, stir it, and it steeps in this upper chamber for a bit, and then gravity will pull it back down, and there's a filter in between the upper and lower chamber that will filter the coffee grounds, so you end up with a clean and full-bodied cup of coffee. So to start out, you need to weigh out your coffee beans. Now I say coffee beans because I do want you to use whole coffee beans and not coffee grounds. The reason is because if you're going to go through all of the trouble of brewing with a siphon, you want to use high quality specialty coffee beans. Go to a local roaster or order from an online retailer that says they roast to order. That way you're ensured a real fresh batch of coffee beans. I do have some fresh beans today. You're going to want to use 27 grams, and I have a scale that's ready to go so I can weigh them out. And then you'll need 400 grams of filtered water. Now you can use fresh water, spring water, whatever type of water that you enjoy the taste of on its own is what you'll want to use. If you use bad water, you'll end up with bad coffee, essentially. Coffee is mostly made of water, so your water does play a big part in this. The last thing you'll need when you're brewing with a siphon is some sort of a paddle or a wooden spoon or some sort of a tool that's not metal that you can stir the coffee grounds and water together when we get to that step. So I'm going to go ahead and weigh out my 27 grams of coffee beans now, so I'll turn on the scale. And weigh out the 27 grams. Alright, nice. So then we're going to go ahead and grind the beans back here. One thing to note, I do recommend using a high quality coffee grinder, specifically a burr grinder, not a blade. This will produce a more consistent and even grind, which again will maximize the coffee in the end. You don't want to use a bad coffee grinder because you're kind of defeating the purpose of using a siphon. So all of the tools and all the ingredients you use with the siphon should be high quality, just so you can really get that siphon brewing coffee experience. So I'm going to go ahead and grind it to about a 37. I have a Breville Smart Grinder, and a 37 is like a medium grind. It's something akin to like what you would use for pour over brews, kind of like rough sand, just to give you a visual sense of what it looks like. So let's grind it and we'll be right back. I went ahead and ground up my coffee beans and set them aside, and now we have to deal with the actual siphon brewer and set it up properly. So it consists of the lower chamber and the upper chamber, and then there's the filter that's located in the funnel here. I'm going to go ahead and attach the funnel. So to do that, you pull on this little chain here, and there is like a little clip that attaches to the end of the glass or this funnel, and that means you've done it correctly. And my little chain is hanging off, and that's good. I've done it correctly. Alright, so I'm going to set this aside for a second. And then we're going to go ahead and add the 400 grams of filtered water to the bottom chamber of our siphon brewer. 400 grams is equivalent to about 1 cup and 2/3 of filtered water if you only have measuring cups at home. Alright, so there is about 400. Oh, and we'll just set this here. Alright, now we're getting to the fun part where we can attach the upper chamber to the lower chamber. So to do that properly, make sure this is open so you can put it in, and make sure you already attach the filter. put it in. For this one, I do have to press down firmly. I had an instance where I didn't push it down far enough, so the filter wasn't reaching the bottom, and so it wasn't being pulled up. So if you have one like this, just make sure it's secure. Don't press too hard. You don't want to break the glass. So beware. All right, so at this point, you can put the lid on or not. If you do put the lid on, it probably will heat up a little bit faster. And I'm just gonna leave it on right now. To go to the next step, you're actually just gonna go ahead and power it on. And with this model, it does basically all of the work for me. So it will start to boil and the water will be brought up to the top. And then I'm actually gonna let it go to the top and then fall to the bottom just to let it kind of preheat before we add the coffee grounds. And then we will go ahead with the next step. So that beep means that it's ready for the coffee grounds. So we're gonna go ahead and add our 27 grams of coffee grounds to the top. And then we can stir it. Make sure you stir it in the proper shape. So I actually do the shape of an N, and this helps to fully immerse the coffee grounds. And I do that vertically and horizontally a few times. Make sure it's like crashing against the side kind of gently. Alright, and then we're gonna wait a little bit, maybe about 45 seconds, and I'm gonna go ahead and stir it again. And I'm just leaving the top open for now. It smells so fresh. That's why it's so important to use freshly roasted coffee beans. It should smell really fragrant at this point. So good. Also use a medium or a light roast. I didn't mention this earlier, but I'm letting you know now, so hopefully you haven't gone out and already gotten your beans. Light roast is probably ideal. Today I'm using medium, and it should be fine. Okay, so that's probably been about 45 seconds. I'm gonna do another N shape. Give it a good stir. And so this model does do the timing for me. It actually will steep on the top for 4 minutes, and then the heat will lower, and then it'll filter down to the bottom. So if you don't have the electric version and you're using the candle burner, that's your heat source, you'll actually maybe wait about 3 minutes or so. And that should be enough time to let it steep on the top, and then you'll lower the heat and it'll fall down, similar to how this one works. So that beep means that it's just about ready to fall down through the bottom. There it goes. And then you'll be left with the spent grounds on the top, and they should be basically all dried out. I recommend going ahead and just cleaning it. You can do that by opening the lid, putting water in it, putting the lid back on, and kind of shaking it up just to loosen the grounds up. And then you can dump them out or put them in your garden, compost them, whatever you do with your spent grounds. And that makes it easier to clean versus waiting a while when it's like all dried. It's just a lot harder to get those off the bottom. All right, so it's just about completed. I'm gonna wiggle it off, and then we are just about ready to drink it. Okay, so I'm actually just gonna swirl it a little bit, and there shouldn't be any sediment on the bottom or any coffee grounds. It should be very clean, and it should be delicious. So I'm really excited to try this. So we're gonna go ahead and pour it. It might be really hot, so be careful. So that is how you make coffee with a Siphon coffee maker. I do have a full blog post on this process with additional tips, as well as resources and everything you'll need from types of siphon brewers to types of beans you might want to use. That's all down below. Thanks so much for tuning in, and please come back for new videos every Thursday. Happy brewing!